Welcome back.
to Marriage Beyond the Veil. Well, the Olympic pre-trials are on.
Okay.
And so these help them determine who's actually going to represent the U.S. in the Olympics.
Okay.
And so some
The qualifiers.
yeah, so some of the stories that they have been telling about, their exercise and their workout routines and how much time they put into preparing, as an athlete. And I was amazed at the hours that they were putting in. I mean, it's like a full-time job, 20 hours of, in the water swimming, 20 and 30 hours swimming a week, and, then the additional training with their body outside the week. And then I sort of compared that to what you have to put into a marriage.
Okay.
So, especially if you want to go the distance.
Yes.
So going the distance does require you to put in these long hours of planning, these long hours of working on your relationship, whether it's your social, your communication skills.
But also, when you think about Olympic athletes, they make a tremendous amount of sacrifices that others don't. As far as where others may be doing parties and all these extracurricular activities, everything, like you said, I mean, their focus is, there's a laser focus, and they have to exclude a lot of the things that non-Olympians do because they do have a goal in mind, and it does require sacrifice, dedication, hard work, just like a marriage. And there are people who are in love relationships that don't have that kind of Olympic mindset.
Right, exactly.
And, it definitely requires the preparation, the endurance, and the commitment to overcome and not succumb, to be an Olympian as well as to be in a marriage.
Yeah. And, that consistency, so you can't get up one day and say, yeah, and then the next day, yeah.
Well, and another thing about Olympic athletes, they start young.
In most cases,
they start early. They realize this is what they want very early on. And so in a love relationship, I think the same can be said. You need to know this is what you want early on. The earlier the better, because the more you can prepare for it, the more you, I think that correlates into your level of success.
And then they're thinking about what is the ultimate goal, and so setting those goals, just like in a love relationship, like Fred said, what is it? Do I want to be in a relationship for a long time, or am I just looking, for someone to hang out with? Thus people who never get married. What is your end goal?
Well, and then I think one thing that differs, or maybe it doesn't.
Dun, dun, dun.
They look at the shelf life.
Okay.
How long can I compete at this level?
Yeah.
How long will I be viable? And so is that something that one has to consider in a marriage? Is there a shelf life for your relationship? Or is there a point where you're no longer able to be productive enough to go for the gold?
I hear phantom music.
Dun, 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 dun.
So that's a good question. That's a really good question.
But go for the gold.
Yeah.
Go for the gold. Put in the time, do the work, make the sacrifices, because when you see the joy on the faces of those Olympic athletes when they achieve their desired result, it's second to none. Same can be said for your love relationship and your marriage. So until tomorrow, if the Lord says the same.
Have a great evening.
Dun, 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 dun.